Well, good morning, folks. It's the Ozona National Bank Lions Den once again. It's Thursday morning as we get ready for another Friday night football game. Last week we had Wink, and we talked about it a little bit, Quentin. I thought it was a pretty good equal game. I mean, it was a pretty good game. Coach is busy today, so we're going to kind of just talk a little bit about the game. You know, some of the things we see. I know we did have some mistakes on the outsides. We had some outside calls on us. Other than that, I think it was a pretty tight game both ways, man.
Yeah, I think it was a great game. You know, there's a lot of passing both sides, a lot of running for Matthew De La Garza. We had a lot of good defensive plays. You know, Robert Barrera stepped up. Our linebackers stepped up. Carlos and Rigo, you know, stepped up. You know, and just like you said, always small mistakes is kind of what got us, you know, little offsides here, there, something like that. But overall, I think our team played great, you know, and I think we're just getting better as the season goes on.
And one of the things we talked about was quarterback Childress. You know, we knew he had it in him, and I think he was more comfortable this week. Mm-hmm. He was more, you know, you could see what he has potential of doing. You know, as we get closer to the playoffs, still have a couple more games before then. And our secondary, defense secondary is something we enjoy watching. First couple quarters, we kind of saw them trying to read the ball more than taking care of their players, but we talked about them making adjustments, and sure enough, after halftime, totally different game out there. Yeah. And I think if we would have picked that up from the get-go, we would have probably stopped a couple of those touchdowns. But I think it was a great game. It was a great game. I know lots of people were commenting on watching it from home. They enjoyed it, and we got some highlights here from Friday night's game that we'd like to show y'all. 40-yard run right here.
You know, he's getting better and better every year. I mean, right there is that shoelace tackle, or he'd have been gone.
Charles Childers right here, the 13-yard touchdown pass to Carlos Cantu. And I believe.
I'm so sorry. That's all right. Coach Green has joined us.
Hey, thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
You already had us nervous. We didn't think we were gonna have a guest, so we had started, but we're good to go.
We're going over the highlights.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. All right, no problem.
Ooh, I don't know if I can tell you too much offensively.
Yeah, we've done some of the offenses here, I guess mostly, and then we'll switch to defense.
Oh, okay.
But this is that touchdown pass from Charles to Lane right there.
Sweet.
Seems like our slants, our inside guys are pretty quick.
Yeah, it's been looking good.
Yeah, I thought Friday was a great game.
Yeah, it was one of those you want to do again, because
they only got one touchdown in the second half.
Yeah, third quarter we had them on the ropes, and then we just defensively we didn't finish the game like we should. Put that one on my shoulders 100%.
I was talking to some people about the game, and I was telling them I think these seniors, you know, there's not many of them, so they're trying to take up some roles, you know.
They are.
And when they see somebody slipping, a younger kid, they, you know, sometimes they try to help them out.
Yeah.
And but that's just part of being a senior.
I think in that game, and what I talked to them was those moments. I think some of them were trying to do a little bit too much. They were trying to make too many plays. They kind of got away from doing their job, their responsibility. Again, just trying to do a little bit too much, and they caught us.
It's funny you say that, Coach, because just before you came in, during the game, me and Quentin kind of noticed like the secondary. It was like they were after that ball, and one of the things that Quentin, you know, we're talking about was like, man, I think they need to just focus on doing their job.
Yes.
And keeping, you know, maintaining their guy.
Yeah.
And that ball is going to come to them.
Yeah.
I think they were trying too hard because I was like, there's no way some of these guys are faster than our players. Well, then I guess when y'all made that adjustment, you could totally see it. Like
Yes.
it was like you seen the difference, and
They're wanting to make a play. They're trying to stop it.
Yeah.
They're wanting to make a play and win this game. And those seniors, you could tell the seniors they're playing. I mean, all the kids are playing hard, but it seemed like to me the seniors are really trying to. They see any younger kid slipping up or a freshman or sophomore. You can see the next player to make the tackle or to make the play was a senior.
Yeah, and you said it. I mean, we unfortunately we had a couple of guys kind of trying to do too much, whether it was peeking in the backfield or not closing the gap they were supposed to, whatever it was. So, yeah, we went at halftime and made some adjustments, and I basically looked at my two best and I said, I'm putting you on their best, shut them down. And so we switched them, safeties, corners, and we did really well.
Yeah, I noticed the switch in the secondary at halftime. And it did work. I mean, all of our kids are real fast, and you switch them around, it seemed to shut a lot of stuff down.
Yeah.
And there was just some times, they had a good quarterback, good receiving core, and he knew how to get that ball out quick. It seemed like he'd been playing the position long enough. He knew when they were running that out route, he was throwing it before they were breaking. And as they break, it was right there to him.
And we told him all week, we said, you have to do your job against a quarterback like this because the second he catches you slipping, you're going to pay for it. And unfortunately, we did.
Yeah. It just, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. I think we ended up holding them at flip-flop from the week before. We held them to, I think, under 70 yards rushing, but they ended up having over 200-something yards passing. So told the defense, we just got to get it all together and we're going to be solid.
The first half, they couldn't move the ball on the ground no matter what. I mean, it seemed like every time they ran the ball, they would they'd abandon the run. They had try to run that ball. Didn't matter if it was outside, up the middle. Everybody was shutting them down, so they just kind of gave up, on the run, and then they started passing and doing. But you could tell they were trying to get rid of the ball quickly because their guys were on the quarterback real fast.
And the thing is, like I think we see like lots of improvements from Friday.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that's one of the deals with football season. High school football is, as long as we keep improving, we're doing good. Because once we get to what we call it, what do you call it? The
Once we get to district.
Yes, sir. It's just you're making all these adjustments, and I think we got a great team put together.
Yes,
and last two games to me were awesome.
Yes, sir.
But me not being a big football guy or I'm barely learning it, I can start to understand what Quentin's talking about. Like, at first we saw Charles was kind of hesitant with those passes. And then you come to this next week where you see a totally different quarterback out there.
Right.
He's more comfortable. And so you can see that the adjustments are being made. So I don't see nothing. I mean, I understand as a coach, man, I could have done this and that. But I think as fans, man, we see our teams doing good. I mean, to us, our teams, if somebody really follows the sport, you can see that the team is improving in just 2 weeks. I mean, and to make those adjustments, I mean, great coaching right there. So
we really worked on trying to stop a 2-point conversion this week. We have given up way too many points on 2-point conversions. So that's one we worked on real big this week. And Coach Taylor joked before he left, he wrote up there, 2-point conversion, please stop it. So we're working on that. It's a work in progress. We'll get it though.
So like we've played Sonora now and we've played Wink.
Yes, sir.
What is Big Lake? Are they any similarities to any of those two teams, Coach?
Very similar.
Is there something from each team that you pick up that might be the same?
They are very similar. Big Lake is probably more true spread. What I say true spread, but they have a 6'3" quarterback freshman who has an arm. He can sling it. He makes pretty good decisions, and he can put it on his receivers. And they have speed on the outside. So kind of that typical what you call true spread offense where they got the fast receivers and the quarterback who can put it on them. So we got our hands full, and they have a very aggressive O-line, D-line. So.
So do you think they got a lot of speed? I feel like we have the speed advantage over a lot of people, and I don't know if it's because our defense covers so much ground so fast.
Yes, sir.
When we were watching play Wink, it was incredible how fast the secondary was. Covering. They were on people. They were flying to the ball, and if they did catch you, they were hitting them right away and knocking them down.
Yes, sir.
And I just seen Ruben came up with a good name for your linebackers. He was calling them Sharks.
Oh,
'Cause They were
Sharks.
hunting for the ball. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
awesome
They are.
watching them get back there. We thought they were doing a great job
Mm-hmm.
of stopping because the run. It was just, it's like they hit a wall. There's
Yeah.
nothing there.
It's kind of funny because sometimes I've told them, you are kind of like sharks. You smell the blood in the water, and
Yeah.
that's when you turn it on, your attack mode. So, yes, sir.
Well, we're pretty excited. I mean, we're pretty excited for it's awesome to watch the improvements because it's like waiting for next Friday. It takes a long time
It does.
to
Seems
get
like it
here.
takes
You know,
forever.
like I've said before, I'm a big Astros baseball fan, and man, I can't wait. I hate games in the afternoon because I don't get to watch them because I'm at work. But it's like, man, I gotta wait till 2
Yeah.
more days before I can. So it happens like that with the Lions, and it feels like I said, man, that those improvements are going to hit where
Yeah.
everything we've worked on are going to hit in one game,
Yeah.
and everything's going to come together in that one game, and you're going to see the what the Lions have been working on. So
That's us when Thursday hits because you see the preparation, you see the game plan come together throughout the week, and then Thursday you're just anxious to get on the field on Friday. So,
I just want to let everybody know that today I got 3 phone calls about syrup. Coach Canepa, they want to know. They want to know what it's about. Everybody is. My wife asked me.
they finally saw it out there.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
is.
think that's why we
They
ran the
didn't,
ball so
underst-
well.
they didn't understand when we say pancake. They didn't
Yeah.
understand what it was, and so I had to explain to them that every time the offensive line gets a pancake, they get a squirt of syrup.
Yes.
They didn't understand it was called a pancake, and at first I was like, "Well, it's an offensive line thing."
yeah.
Yeah.
And, the offensive line did.
Yes, I was extremely pleased from Sonora to Wink. I mean, the improvements are, huge. When you run the ball for 268 yards, that says a lot about those 5 guys up front. And they played extremely well together. And what I was very pleased about, it seemed to me almost every play there was a white jersey on the ground with a purple jersey on top of it. Almost every play.
There was a play I couldn't remember which offensive line it was, and I don't know if he was pulling or what. But we were running the ball, and he hit one of those kids, and it opened up a hole, and you just see that kid on the ground.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for the syrup.
Yes.
Seen that kid on
Yeah.
the ground.
Yes.
And Matthew De La Garza, he hit the hole, they'd open it up, and he'd take off.
Yes.
And it just shows you how our fans pay attention to
Yeah.
to detail because they saw that
Yeah.
syrup hanging from that chain, that necklace or whatever it
Yes,
was,
sir.
and they were all over it.
They,
So,
yeah.
They
They didn't
need to see
understand.
more syrup shots.
Yeah.
this
Yes,
week. More
that's-
syrup shots.
Yeah, and when the season started, we talked about I-10 rivalry, but man, it feels like in a small town. Y'all probably I don't know if y'all grew up in small towns, but it could be Sonora, it could be Big Lake, El Dorado, Ariane. It's going to be a rivalry regardless because we're so close. And I know
Yeah.
growing up here in school, we were friends with some of the kids from the surrounding area. So it's a rivalry regardless. In any of these closed towns, you want to go and take care of business. So I know that the Lions are excited about this Friday night because we play Big Lake Owls in Big Lake.
Yes, sir.
So I think this weekend we'll wear white again, or
Yes, sir.
Or so
Be white.
we'll be wearing white. So should we get the fans to wear white as well to the stands, or just go with a regular purple and gold?
If you've got the white, wear it. The kids love it.
Okay.
The kids like to see the fans wearing white when we're wearing white. So
I
if you
think-
can wear it, if you can't, then just the support is awesome.
Yes.
This fan support is probably, it's the best I've seen. So, I
Well-
was at the same place for 13 years, but
And I want to say thanks from all the military personnel that was watching. When y'all came out with those 13 flags, I
Oh,
got a
yes.
message from a Marine that's stationed in Hawaii. He goes, "Thank you so much that y'all did that." He goes, "I'm sitting here in a room with 30 Marines, and we're watching the Ozone Alliance." He goes, "And when they saw that, they went crazy."
oh, that's cool.
So that
That's
was
awesome.
neat. It was neat that happened. It was cool because there's 30 Marines, out there serving for their country, in Hawaii. You know, it's Hawaii, but you know,
Yes.
they're on the room watching the Ozona Lions. So I told them, I said, y'all go in there and each log in so we can get the 30 views instead of just one person.
Yeah.
So,
Heck yeah.
no, I think everybody's excited. Man, you got anything else for our fans? Or?
I don't think so. Just love to see everybody go out to Big Lake. It's not a very long drive. Go out, which I know they will. I mean, like I said, this fan base is very awesome. So I know the stands are going to be packed, and just bring the noise, especially when we're on defense. Bring the noise.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I think
sir.
we'll have a big game this week. That's what I've been thinking about all week, because it seems like all the pieces are getting together and
Yes,
working
sir.
together. And I mean, you look at the Friday before last and this Friday. I mean, it just seems like everything's coming together slowly. Not
Yes, sir.
slowly, but week by week. And I think it's going to be a big week, especially if they like to throw the ball with the freshman quarterback stuff. I think our secondary is pretty good,
Yeah.
and I think we
Yeah,
just have to see what they go with.
I'm a big fan of the secondary. I think Badillo and Faye. I mean, all them kids. I think we're gonna have lots of interceptions this year. I just think they just got to be a little hesitant and do their job.
Yeah.
And the ball is gonna come to them.
And they are good kids. We watch film on Monday, and they can sit there and tell you, I did this or I did that, and it wasn't. Nope, not one person's fault. It's the whole team. I mean, I always tell them I make mistakes as coach. I
Yes.
should have done this. I should have done that. But that's one good thing about them is they can say I made that mistake. They own it,
Yeah.
and they fix it. So
Yes.
that keeps us
And-
going in the right direction when
and
kids own their
that's
mistakes.
one of the things that's gonna make you a better player.
Yeah.
Is knowing when you make your own mistakes, so you can adjust them. So
Yes, sir.
I've always put everything to rodeo because that's what I grew up doing, and
Yes,
it's one of those things. I rode bull, so it's like you make one mistake,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna pay for it. You
Yeah,
know,
that's right.
It's
That's
just,
exactly right.
and that's just in every sport.
Yeah.
It's just the paying for it is a little bit different. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I see that. Man, I'm just excited. I think we're gonna hit that game, and man, I want to hit that game the next two games. And next week is gonna be a good week for us too. So, other than that, I want to say thanks to our sponsors. I want to say thanks to First Baptist Church of Ozona, Bunker Real Estate Company. He was real excited. He wants to say thank you to all the coaches, to all the players. He enjoys being a part of this. I talked to him last week. The Ozona Bank, the West Texas Rehab, and Tom Thorpe Trucking Transports. I want to say thanks to all our sponsors. I want to say thanks to you, the fans and the coaches. Thank you so much for taking the time to come visit with us and kind of give the fans something to look for the next Friday and talk about the last week. I know there's lots of people that watch, and I mean, it'll be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and they're already texting. Y'all gonna have a show, so
Yeah, it's awesome.
so thank y'all for coming out. And
Sir.
Quentin, you got anything else?
No, I just prayers for Coach Taylor and his family.
Yep.
Hope everything works out good there for them. I hope everything's going good, and just hope the best for it.
Yes, and go get your yellow T-shirts.
Yes.
You can find those on Facebook, I believe, and go help them out. So, fans, come out, Big Lake, Texas, and if you can't make it, remember you can watch us at www.ozonalions.com. See you Friday night.